Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I am Rachel Lindhagen, the president and founder of Etched Marketing, and this morning I will be leading you through our free marketing training workshop. Today's topic is how to identify our target audience. So in just a moment, we're going to jump into that. I'm so glad that you could join us. This is our weekly free training class that we offer every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm based here in Phoenix, Arizona, so very excited that you can join us and go through this training class with me. So real quick, I'm Rachel Lindhagen. I'm the president and founder of Etched Marketing. We are a content marketing agency based in Phoenix, Arizona. Like I said, we focus on SEO, social media, and content marketing, and how the three really weave together with strategy to produce the best results possible for clients. I also provide and run Etched Marketing Academy, which is a small business training program. It's a marketing training program for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and startups, people who really need to learn how to market like a pro. However, they are just dealing with teeny tiny budgets still. We're in the new stages. We're trying to figure out and grow our businesses. And you know that you need to know how to do it, but you just don't have that budget to invest in hiring a professional marketer yet. That's exactly who Etched Marketing Academy is for. So I am going to periodically peek down and take a look at my notes. I understand that you are very busy. You are business owners. You're marketers. You're trying to run your business and get everything done over the course of the day. Your time is very valuable. Your time is important to me. So I personally can't stand the live sessions that are just stream of conscious and somebody just goes on and on and on. And I feel like we're 20 minutes into it and there's been nothing fruitful and I feel like I've wasted my time. And I promise not to do that to you. So if you catch me looking down or you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes just to make sure where we are and to ensure that we're on track and everything is going. I'm covering everything that I need to cover to help you understand our topic. So like I said, today's topic is how to identify our target audience. Now, if you already know who your target audience is, great. We're going to take it a step further and we're going to talk about how we verify if who we're trying to target is who we are attracting with our marketing. So we're going to talk about both sides of it today. So marketing, the most simple way that we can explain marketing is the sentence that marketing is targeting the right person at the right time with the right message. And today we're going to talk about part one of that, targeting the right person. So who is the right person? Any business owners who are here or anybody who's catching it on the replay, let me know if you have identified your target audience. Can you tell me in a 1 to 2 sentence description who is your target audience? So in the Etched Marketing example, Etched Marketing Academy example, my target audience is a small business owner, entrepreneur, or startup founder who is trying to take their business to the next level. They need marketing guidance. They need to look professional in order to grow. However, they don't have the budget to hire someone yet. They want that polished professional look, but they can't afford to hire it out. They may have worked with someone in the past who gave them incorrect advice, so they're really concerned about where to go and who to focus on and who to believe. So for me, it's somebody who doesn't know who to believe or who to listen to. They're looking for someone who is a true expert in their field. They understand the importance of marketing. They understand they want it to look professional, but they really don't know who to trust and who to turn to. That is my core target audience for the Marketing Academy. On the agency side, it is a company that is already established. Maybe they have done everything in-house and they need to bring in someone to really help elevate their strategy. They want somebody who can take them to the next level and show them how SEO, social, and content marketing all work together. They've already established a business, they've got a website, they've got a blog, they've probably attempted content marketing in the past, but they haven't been able to put everything together with the right strategy and structure, and they're at the point that they can invest between $3,000 and $5,000 a month minimum for their, or on average, minimum's $1,500, averages $3,000 to $5,000 a month to really build their business and really grow it. And they believe in the potential of content, SEO, and social. So that's kind of how we start to think about who our target audience is. Why do they need our services? So if you have a target audience and you can tell me in 1 to 2 sentences who they are, please go ahead and put that in the comments. Let's take a look and see who everybody is trying to reach and who we're trying to work with. If you are earlier in your business, maybe you're still developing it, maybe you're still trying to figure out exactly who you serve, and you haven't nailed down your target audience, that's okay. That's the first step that we're going to talk about today. If you don't know who you help, we've got to figure it out before we can really put together a marketing plan. So who do you help? What does your company, your business, your brand, or your blog do or provide? What services do you offer? What advice can you give? Where are you an expert? What is your field or your experience that you can help someone with? This is kind of where we start just to figure out who we can help and how we can build our audience. So what is your experience? Beyond that, what makes you special? So there may be 10 people, there may be 100 people who have the same type experience. What is different about you? What makes you special or unique that could benefit a fan or a follower or potentially a customer? How do you help someone else? So sit down and think about those 3 things. Answer those questions. What do you do for a business? Who can you help? What is your particular experience? What makes you special, unique, or different? And then how do you help someone else? How do you bring all of that together and help someone else? Your goal in business should be to make a difference or to help rather than just fixating on making money. When we just put our goals and we set them out and we say we just want to make money, we're going about it in the wrong manner. And we really, if you focus on being helpful and you focus on serving people, you will ultimately make money. But it's more important to focus on that service and that help and that offer and guiding your audience, because that's how you're going to build that like, know, and trust factor that we talk about with marketing. So once you've thought about your help and what you can offer, what you do different from anyone else, I want you to think about who you can help. So in my example, the reason I started the Marketing Academy was that I saw friends and family members coming to me and asking a lot of questions about marketing and blogging and social media. And they were struggling. They were founding their businesses. They were trying to build them, but they were not sure who to turn to and who to trust and where to get the right information. And they'd maybe get performance reports from someone they had worked with, but they didn't understand how to read them. They didn't know what they were telling them. They didn't know if things were right or wrong, if they were good or bad. So I did a lot of behind the scenes helping them. I had a corporate career. I worked for a big ad agency and I was running the content marketing and SEO programs there, working with multi-million-dollar clients, huge, huge clients. So I couldn't take on everything that they needed, but I helped them. And I saw a great opportunity to help more people and provide my background and experience and expertise in digital marketing for small business owners, entrepreneurs, and startups, because I had so many who were coming to me and asking, Rachel, how do I do this? What do I do? What's my next answer? What's my next move? Am I even doing any of this right? Am I getting the right kind of traffic? And they were just getting such bad advice. In many instances, it was outdated advice. It was things that we didn't follow within the industry anymore because we had found other strategies that worked better. And the people who they had to choose from, maybe they just were outdated, they didn't know, or in some cases, I think they were kind of taking advantage of them. So that's how I figured out who needed my help, was just going through that process and thinking about how could I help them, who needed my help. And then from there, I started thinking about my messaging and where to share my messaging. And that's more what we're going to talk about today. So once you've started thinking about that and we've got some information as to who we're trying to target and how we can help them, then we want to start thinking about some of the demographic information. We want to think about demographic and psychographic. So are they male or female? Does it even matter? So in my particular instance, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. If you own a business, you want to start a business, you want to build your business bigger, it doesn't make a difference. Now, I initially thought I would work more with female business owners, but what I found as I went through my audience information, did an analysis on it, and really dug into my demographic and psychographic information, I skew heavier male. There are more male followers than female followers. So that made me make some adjustments and change how I go about sharing my information and what I do and all of that. I actually changed my branding slightly so that it felt a little more unisex. My initial branding was very, very girly. I thought it was beautiful, but there was no way that a man was going to want to hire an agency that had some of my beautiful girly branding. As my husband referred to it at one point, if Barbie had a marketing agency, she'd have your logo. We don't use that logo anymore, but it was so pretty. I loved it. But as I found out that my target audience was more heavily male than female, I had to make some changes. So you'll see this great little logo down here on the other side of my mic. Very straightforward, very simple, very unisex. These are the type of things that we think about in marketing. Where does your target audience live? So I happen to live in Phoenix, Arizona, but my target audience could be anywhere because of the fact that we do business online. So I know that my audience for my marketing agency, I work with clients here in Phoenix. I also work with clients across the country because marketing is something that we can do remote. You may have a brick and mortar location. You may have a business in your community, at which point your target audience is somebody right there within your local area. The more information we know about the audience, the better we are able to cater our messaging for them. Are they married or single? Are they parents? This can be a big one that can definitely impact our marketing message. If they have children, how old are their children? Because if somebody has small children at home, we're really going to want to think about when we message them. Because as a parent, I have a 2.5-year-old, and then I have a 15-year-old stepdaughter. So we have a teenager and a toddler both here at the house. My toddler is very much hands-on in the evenings. From the time he gets picked up at school until he goes to bed at night, I'm in mom mode. During those hours, I'm not thinking about my business. I'm not thinking about growing it. I'm not thinking about any of those things. I'm thinking about, how do I get dinner on the table right now? How do I get him in the bath? I got to read how many stories tonight? Any other parents with little ones, you're like counting down, and at 7:45, it means freedom. So between like 4:30 and 7:45, 8 o'clock, I'm in mom mode. That's not the time for a business to try to reach out to me and connect with me, because if I'm their target audience, I am so focused on my kid at that time and my family. These are the things you want to think about as you start to figure out who your target audience is. Think about them, what their day is like. What age is your target audience? What is their biggest challenge on a given day or in a given week? Where do they spend their time online? And this is one we're going to talk about a little bit more in the coming week. So next week, we're going to talk about crafting our message. And then the following week, we're going to talk about where we distribute that message. But for now, start thinking about, where do they spend their time online? So if your target customer is a mom who's in her 30s, who's got 3 little kids at home, she works full time, so she's doing the evening juggle, and you know that at 8 o'clock, like I said in my example, 8 o'clock, it's her freedom. She's probably either getting ready for Netflix and chill, a little bit of time on Instagram, a little time on Facebook, maybe a video on YouTube, something to kind of relax and unwind, and then maybe she's starting to look at prepping her next day. So these are the type of things that you really want to think about as you're determining who your audience is. What does your audience do for fun? So your target customer, what do they do for fun? What do they think is a great way to spend their personal time. What do they do for a living? So if your business is going to serve someone, where are they during the day? Do they work? Are they a stay-at-home parent? Do they run their own business? Do they have freedom and flexibility, or are they in an 8 to 5? Are they commuting in the early morning hours? Because if they're commuting, maybe there's a way to message them or reach them, especially things like podcasts can work great if you have an audience that commutes where they're captive. They're in their car for 30 or 40 minutes at a time. These are all the type things that we want to understand about our audience. Are they happy in their lives today? This is a big one, because if somebody's not happy today, is there a way that your business, your product, your service is going to help them find that happiness? And if you are going to market that, you have to make sure that you have ways to really back that up. We cannot make someone else happy. They have to find a way to make themselves happy. But how satisfied are they in their lives today? Is there something that's frustrating them? Is there a challenge? Is there something that they're trying to figure out? Is there a way that your business can help them with that? Is there something they want to change in their life? It could be work, could be career, could be family, could be even just a simple stress like, I want to find a way to get dinner on the table in the evenings easier. I want it to be less stressful. Does your product, your service, or your blog help with that change that they want to make? Now, if you are really trying to target someone and you really want to be able to help them, you need to find a way that your product, your content, your service, your blog, etc., serves your customer base. What is it that you do that helps solve their biggest pain point, their biggest problem? We're going to talk a lot more about that as we talk about some marketing fundamentals and really how we build our businesses and how we serve our customers. Just start asking questions. Start thinking about your customer. Think like your customer. If you are getting that figured out, start thinking about the people who fall into that category. You probably know some in your real life. If you have the opportunity to talk to them and ask them questions and find out more information and insights, that is so useful. And you can take that information and really target what you're doing and provide better content and better marketing messages. And in the end, you're providing more helpful information and more resources for them. You're going to become their go-to resource for that particular subject. And at some point, if you have a product to sell and they are looking to buy, it's going to become natural, because people they don't necessarily buy from companies or brands. They buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. You build your relationships, and it's a long-term investment to do it and do it the right way. But it's an investment that will pay off. When we build our brands and we focus on loyal customers, one loyal customer is worth more than 3 or 4 new customers, because loyal customers will help refer people to us. They will buy more each time. They will buy more frequently. They will help sometimes champion our brands. There's a lot of research on why building loyalty is so important to marketing. So think about your customer. Always, always, always focus on them. If you are providing value for them, you are going to do fine. Now, refining your target. So say that you've already got your target market and you know who it is, and you're walking through the first 15 minutes of this training and you're saying, okay, Rachel, yeah, I know who they are. She's a mom. She's 37 years old. She's got 3 children. She works from home. She plays on Facebook and Instagram. She's just starting to really enjoy YouTube. She's watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime every night. Like, I know her. I know her biggest problem is figuring out how to meal plan ahead of time and put healthy meals on the table every night by 5 o'clock. And I know she wants to use her crock pot and maybe even her Instant Pot more frequently. She's just not quite sure how to make it all happen and what to do. And she's got to have dinner on the table by 5:30 because she's got little kids that need to go to bed. I know her. I know everything about her. I'm good. I am writing content that addresses her needs. Fantastic. I want you to dig into your analytics and just make sure that who you think you are serving is who you are actually attracting with your marketing messages. So if you've already got your statement and you know who your target audience is, I want you to go to your website, go to Google Analytics, and I want you to look at the demographic information in there. And I want you to find out, are you truly targeting the right age group? Is the targeting you're doing driving the right age group, the right gender, the right location? Do they have the same type interests that you think they have? All of that information. I want you to look on your social media channels. So Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. They're going to give you more basic information. They're going to tell you about Instagram, and Facebook will tell you the age and the location. They'll tell you the gender. Pinterest will give you some information where you can actually click in and see like other boards that your followers follow, other type pins that they like, things of that nature, where you can really get some great information just to verify, just to make sure. So take all of that together and take a look at it and make sure either your targeting is working and you are getting the audience that you're looking for, or is there something that you need to adjust slightly in your targeting because who you're trying to reach is not who's resonating with your message, at which point you need to decide either you adjust your messaging slightly or you expand your audience targeting. So like I told you in my initial example, when I went looking for, sorry, my computer just went inactive on me. When I was working on my revisions for my website, and I have a new website coming out. It's really exciting, all new branding, whole new look and feel, new training website, everything. We've got so many things going on here. It's crazy right now. I can't wait to get a couple of them live and feel like I have some breathing room. But when I was working on the new website and looking at the demographics, like I said, I found initially I thought I was targeting more females, but what I found in my information and my insights and analytics was that I actually skewed about 60-40 male. So it's not heavily male, but it's enough so that I wanted to make sure that my marketing messaging and my branding was more gender neutral than it had been in my previous marketing and branding. So those are the type of things that you want to look at and make sure that you really understand. And it may vary by channel. You may see that your website is split 50-50, but on Pinterest, you're 80% female. That would be normal because the Pinterest audience is heavily female. And you may find that like Instagram does tend to still skew a little bit heavier female than male. Instagram also skews a little younger than Facebook now. Facebook's kind of become the middle age thing. Those of us who came here 10, 15 years ago who are still here, we were college kids or we were early in our career when we first came to Facebook, but it's been 10, 12 years and now we're a little further established in life. The younger kids are going to Instagram. LinkedIn is more corporate related. Pinterest is mostly families, very heavily families with children under the age of 5. So you really want to understand that. And we're going to talk about all of that type demographic information when we talk about choosing the right channel for our marketing messages in 2 weeks. So we're going to talk a lot about how we figure out where we focus our marketing efforts. So as an example, something to kind of walk you through, when I was working in my corporate career, probably about 10 years ago, I worked for a children's birthday party franchising company. And we had a very defined target audience because we knew moms were the ones who made the decisions about their kids' birthday parties. The dads probably had input, but the moms were the ones who were doing the research and ultimately making the decision and finalizing it and handling all the party details. So the work of the kids' birthday party, the majority of the work of the kids' birthday party fell on the mom. We targeted working moms because they were the ones who really wanted to have a way to do it and create these great memories for their children. But because they were already working, they were already juggling the childcare and the dinner and all the different things over the course of the day, they really didn't have time to coordinate the birthday party. We did not target moms who, working or not, who wanted to host birthday parties at home, because the reality of the situation is if somebody really wants to do that Pinterest perfect birthday party and they want to hold it at home, they're not going to go and convert and host their child's birthday party at another location because that's just not what's important to them. They want to be able to do it at home. So again, understanding our target audience. So ours had to be a mom who was working. There had to be a household income of $75,000 or more because of the price point of the party. They had to have enough income where it didn't hurt the budget. They didn't have to think about $300 or $400 for a birthday party. They needed to know that the trade-off of the time savings and the experience for their child was going to be worth it to them. So a mom who had a lower family income where they were kind of strapped, they're not going to put that much money into the birthday party because it's just too big a chunk of the budget. A mom who really wants to do the birthday party at home probably isn't going to do it, even though she may spend as much. She may easily spend $300 or $400 doing a party at home. I know I have. I'm pretty sure my son's first birthday party that I had at home cost me more than his second birthday party that I held at a children's play place. And the second party was a whole lot less work for me. So I definitely saw the advantage and the disadvantage of both. But somebody who really wants to be that hostess and entertain and have their birthday parties at home and do the beautiful Pinterest perfect birthday parties, they're not going to go and do it somewhere else. So, we didn't even try to reach them because you're not going to change somebody's mind about what they want to do for their kids. So you just really want to know as much as you can about your customer. What do they want to do? What are they interested in? What are their pain points? And then think about how can you serve them and what you can do to help them. So that's it for today's training. Hope that helps you figure out how to find your audience. If you've already got one, make sure you go through and look at your analytics and figure out if you are attracting the same people that you thought you were trying to target, and let me know, yes or no. Are you getting the results that you were hoping for? If not, do you need to adjust something? And then we'll talk a little bit about what we adjust. Do we adjust our targeting? Do we adjust our messaging? Do we expand our audience? All of those are decisions that you need to make when you think about marketing strategies. So we're going to talk about that. Be sure and join me next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, where we will talk about part 2. So today was part 1, targeting the right person. Next week, we're going to talk about with the right message. So next week, we're going to talk all about messaging and what information our target audience needs from us. We talked a little today. We're going to go in depth next week. And then the following week, we will talk about at the right time. So the right time and in the right place. And we're going to try to figure out how we answer those questions, how we put it all together. If you have more marketing questions, you're trying to learn what to do, you're curious about learning how to market your business, please join our Facebook group, Marketing on a Shoestring Budget. It is for anyone who's looking to learn more about marketing and how to grow their business, whether you have a marketing budget today or not. We talk about a lot of tips and tricks and tools and all sorts of things that you can do to help grow your business. So please join us in the group. We'd love to have you there. Until then, have a great day, and I will see you next Wednesday.